Hi, here's a list of 5 fragrances with juxtaposed notes. Humans are many things, but we are juxtaposed. We're always juxtaposed. We're starving and we're overweight. We're malnourished whilst being obese. We're at the bleeding edge of technology and we're as dumb as dog shit. We're capable of extreme acts of kindness and the most heinous acts of hate. We care for our environment, yet we rely on its detriment. We feel dead whilst being alive and alive whilst confronting death. Juxtaposed, torn, existing in 2 states simultaneously. And from my observations, it's the only way we know how to function. It just works. Not for everyone, because it's not supposed to. And just like notes on a fragrance that on the surface would seem to be polar opposites of each other, these scents defy logic and just work. These scents are a celebration of the mastery of the craft of a perfumer. In lesser hands, these scents would have been disgusting to say the least, but are instead strikingly beautiful. The first one of which is Lige, also known as L'instant de Guerlain pour homme au extrême. Very long, so we call it Lige. Citrus, cacao, patchouli. The lightness and the earthiness work wonders in this one to create a light yet thick and heavy aroma. It's fresh and comforting. It's truly magnificent how these notes play out. Second one is this one right here. This is Nishane's Saffron Colonize, or Colonize, because there's an accent on the E. Interesting. A clean cologne with a citrus juxtaposed against the dirt of saffron and leather. It creates this sort of clean dirt kind of feeling. Number 3 on this list, and one that I've not yet mentioned on any of my videos, as a matter of fact, is this one right here. And I think it's time that it came up. It is Black by Kenneth Cole. Orange and pepper. Now I know there's no pepper note in here, but the combination of the mint and the ginger, for me, have a peppery kind of effect. Actually, it gets up my nose. It's sweet and calming whilst being in your face and bold. Funnily enough, they did have a flanker of this called Black Bold, which I think amps up the oranginess of it. But I like this one better. Next on the list is this one right here. This is Visit. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Visit on the top silvery bit. Visit by Azaro. This is creamy woods, creamy smoked woods, juxtaposed against the spicy lemony tartness of nutmeg, which create this otherworldly experience for me. I love and hate this fragrance at the same time. And the last one on this list is this one right here. This is Kenzo's Jungle Homme. Now I know this is the reformulated version. The original version had a little bit darker juice than this, and I think the box was different in that the new box kind of looks like this, and the original box was brown with like a green square in the middle that says Kenzo Jungle Homme. However, this I think is still quite good, and it is a world of smooth sandalwood juxtaposed against lime and other citruses. It's like having a beach inside a forest. These fragrances shouldn't work on paper, but they do and are quite popular. This, along with other things, makes me think mostly about how humans are juxtaposed against each other. You've heard of the saying, opposites attract. It's kind of like that, but that's only telling half the story, because opposites also repel. But in order for something to be repelled, it first needs to be in close enough proximity. Traditionally, repelling someone that was in close proximity carried with it the threat of an immediate reaction, a retaliation, a revenge. And so, deciding to do so required enough thought to weigh up if I do this, I might get my ass kicked. Or worse, is it really worth the immediate and likely consequences? The decision to repel a human was juxtaposed against the immediate threat of revenge, and that generally prevented the decision from being made. However, proximity is no longer measured by distance, but in bits and bytes and megabytes per second. As such, the threat of revenge in this realm has been severely diminished to the point that there is almost no consequences of an act of repelling another human. The juxtaposition is also therefore diminished. This in turn tilts the subtle balance of society to one side. Yes, those who have the power will most likely win the battle, but the threats of revenge still remain, even to those who are all-powerful. The threat of revenge is the silent stabilizer for society, lest we forget it.